my budget-minded guitar friends. Actually, today, that's not correct. Because I'm really impressed with the budget product we're looking at, but it's kind of the product that you can have around for not a lot of money that is very handy. And of course, you've already seen it. We're talking about the Harley Benton Airborne GO. Is that the name? So it's a tiny little practice amp. I mean, basically, it's a Nux product that I think they OEM'd or they worked with Nux. Nux has a whole range of these mini amps, and that's probably one of the smallest ones they have. It's a little practice amp with 3 sounds that can be adjusted with the app. Realistically, not a lot of adjustment, and it's not necessary. There's a clean, there's a crunch, there's a gainy or high gain lead or high gain channel, delay and reverb to your liking. You can turn on modulation if you really want to with the app, but the app doesn't give you a lot more access than the actual amp does. The amp also has some drum patterns. Very limited. Everything on the amp is very limited. However, absolutely fine for practice. Here, the question is, what do you want from a practice amp? Needs to be small, needs to be lightweight to take wherever you want, like on the kitchen table to annoy mommy, or in the living room to annoy the girlfriend. You could take it to grandma's house to annoy grandpa. That kind of stuff. Battery powered would be good, but battery powered also means more money. And this can be battery powered, and I'll show you. Decent sounds. It doesn't have to have the plexi sound. It doesn't have to have all the amp models. It needs to, what are you doing? You're practicing. You're practicing to a click. You're practicing precision. You're practicing scales. You're practicing a riff. It needs to have a click track or drums. Tuner would be nice, which it doesn't have. It have a clip-on tuner. Okay, do that. Buy a Harley Benton clip-on tuner for $10 in addition to the amp. And it needs to be practicey, not getting the tone. Okay? And I didn't expect much, so I got a lot. I'm actually having fun. I'm playing and I'm having fun with the very limited sound arsenal that the Airborne GO has. Now, of course, it comes with this Airborne thing. If you want to practice with your buddies, there are 4 different frequencies that you can pick on this and the amp. It turns on and off, and then there's the channel button, and you load it, you charge it with USB, micro USB. So if you charge it with micro USB, of course that means it can go down, and then you can't practice anymore. If the battery's empty, you just plug in a normal cable. This is nice. I'm going to have to say I'm a big fan of the Yamaha THR. However, I've got the THR 30, battery powered, loads of cool sounds. It's a good Bluetooth speaker. The sound quality is way above what the Airborne can give you. However, on the Yamaha, you have to play with the Line 6 Relay G10, and the G10 transmitter, only this bit, is more than the whole Airborne setup. So, okay. How are we miking this? You don't. This is not meant for recording, okay? In no way is it meant for recording. It has a headphone output, which is nice, so you can plug in, some earbuds or whatever, and not annoy grandma, mommy, or your girlfriend. Am I going to take the recording out and the headphone out and then plug it into my audio interface? That's not the use case. The use case is you're sitting in front of it. So what we're doing is using fake ears, which are right there. The 3DO fake ears. So if you actually put on headphones, you will be sitting exactly kind of where I'm sitting, a little bit behind me, listening to the amp at the exact distance that you would be listening to it too. You get the idea. And of course, because you can control it with Bluetooth, which isn't super necessary because, again, you don't have that much more capabilities, you can also play backing tracks into it. Now, how great does it sound with the tiny, tiny little speaker? For practice, way cool. For the money, way cool. Am I saying that because Harley Benton is paying me to make the video? No. I am actually impressed by the amp. I really am. I'm not going to record with it. I'm not going to go play gigs with it. But putting that on my living room table to noodle scales up and down, Yes, absolutely A minor. A little bit of reverb, little bit of something, little bit of, it's a song. I don't know. It's fun and it's really not expensive. So let's look at the top and see some controls. So what we have here is the channel for the receiver. You can ignore that because we're on channel 1. You can go in the input, of course. Gain, volume, which is the guitar volume, independent from Bluetooth, or the drum volume, which you control with this knob. Tone, and here you have delay, or here you have reverb. Right here I would have delay. And here I have reverb, which you can tweak in the app with what kind of reverb. If you want a spring, you can change that. So then up here, this is green right now. You click it again, you're on crunch. Click it again, you're on like a high gain thing. That is really it. You can't change the amps, you can't change the caps. Right now in the back, we can also see that it needs power, but it has a USB out, so you can charge the transmitter right from the amp. You don't need an extra power supply. Is it open? No, it's not. So then up here, Bluetooth or drum volume, start the drums, stop the drums. This is tap, and when it's playing, it's actually you can tap the speed of the drums. And when you're holding this in, it will change to the tap delay again. So even when your track is playing, you can adjust the tap delay tempo. If you want to change the style, which there aren't tons of, hold this in. There you go. That's how easy that is. There's an aux in if you want to hook up your phone or whatever. But of course, you can do that with Bluetooth as well. And then the headphone out. Simple product. But again, the sounds are there. So let's do the clean. Remember, you're hearing the room sound recorded with your own ears if you're using headphones. Now you're going to ask, why am I not playing a Harley Benton really cheap guitar? Because isn't this a beginner amp? I would highly recommend that amp to any beginner because it adds 100 and whatever bucks it is to the guitar and is fully cool for beginning and not too annoying to the whole house because it doesn't, tear it down. Why am I playing a guitar that's rather high in price? Well, because this is the guitar I would be practicing with. I love playing this thing. And I don't think this is an amp just for the people with no budget. And I don't think it's an amp just for the beginner because practice is for everyone. Stop it. That kind of stuff, of course, you would practice. And there's a click. It's so much more fun when you actually have a guide. Now let's go to channel 2. Now I have a single coil, so let's see if I can make that nice and rocky. I love that crunch rhythm tone. It's fun. It's really fun to play. It's articulate. It's not muddy. It's got rock and roll all over. It's a little fizzly, digitally thing out of a tiny little amp, but who cares? It's fun to practice with. You want to play some leads, put some delay on it. Bam. How about we practice with my good buddy Trey Xavier, who just laid down a beautiful track on Elevated Jam Tracks. You get the idea, you can do that. And then there's this mode. Way enough for government work and for... Again, practice, not performance on stage, not recording, practice. Where's my tuner? I don't know, sadly not in there. So look at the app. So the app responds to the knob movement. Why would you do this in the app? I have no idea. You wouldn't. So there's a gate, which could be nice. that's actually neat. So you can put on some modulation if you really want to play around with that. And then on ambience, you can pick what reverb you want and what delay. There's 4 different ones, so we can go to spring. What am I doing? Oh no. Very nice, very nice. So you can see it switches from reverb to delay. Right now on the reverb side, I go over to delay, bam. That's an analog style delay. And so on. Yeah, easy, simple. Pick something for your overdrive. Delay 3, beautiful. So, in the app, yeah, then you have drums, where literally all you can do is pick an exact tempo. If you really need an exact tempo, yes, you can do that. But the styles, which are probably easier picked than on the amp, are exactly the same as on the amp. There aren't more styles in there. So the app doesn't give you more functions other than the modulation. And that's not really something that you need 100% for practicing, or even when you're a beginner. Last thing to say is, it comes with a power supply, and that's 9 volt. And 9 volt means, yes, it can be battery powered amp. You're gonna have to put a little bit of money into it. You can buy something like the Engel Power Tap, which is this little very handy piece of plastic. Comes with cables. You put that on a power bank. This is, I think, 20 bucks, something like this. You put that on a power bank, and lo and behold, it runs on a power bank. So you can go with this and practice anywhere, on a field, on a farm, in a barn, whatever you want to do. So there you go. That Overdrive Channel. And that's really it. This is the Airborne GO. For the price, I don't even know what the price is. 100 and something. I say something. What is something? Something could be, meaningful. 139. I thought it's 120. And I was going to be, 120, not a problem. Somehow my brain says 139. Well, okay, can you get the Spark, which of course is so much more in terms of functionality and sound and all that, for what, 250 or 300? Yeah, but that's 250 or 300, and it's bigger and all that stuff. The THRs from Yamaha are great, but considerably more expensive. And you can say, okay, for how much is the Waza Air? Okay, I can only find the Boss Waza Air headphones, which are $370, so way out of that price range. Similar idea, more sound, all that. Boss has a little amp similar to this. I think it's called the Waza Air, but I also think that is money-wise way out there. For $140, yeah, this doesn't, loudness-wise, volume-wise, kill you, but it doesn't have to. It's a practice amp, and I think it's the kind of product that you should buy your kids with their first guitar. And it's the kind of product that you might want in the office. It's the kind of product that you might want on the living room table. I like it. I would absolutely practice with it. I don't need a big amp to practice. I do practice with my THR30. I do practice with my Katana 50. I expect a clean sound, a little bit of reverb. I expect something that I can jam with a little bit of overdrive. This totally does it. I don't need the most amazing room-filling sound for that. So I can't fault the Harley Benton Airborne GO in anything. Can run it on a power bank, not included. It's got Wi-Fi included. It's light. It's not expensive. It's not the most mind-blowing amp in the world, but it does the trick when you need to practice. Again, none of these opinions were paid for. The video was paid for. And come on, wasn't it a glorious video? Please post glorious video if you think it was. Thank you, Leslie, for switching. We're going to go to Animals. And, links below, please buy and use and all that stuff. And Animals at the end.
So, mal sit. 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 Nun sit. Nun sit. Sit. Gut. Und tap. Ist das gut? Hm?